What happens if one of the biggest flat earthers on the internet tries to convince an ex-European Space Agency employee that the Earth is flat? Well, you're about to find out. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Right then, let's get on with today's video, which as you know from the intro is from David Weiss. He's pitched himself up at some beachfront somewhere, and along comes a lady who apparently used to work for the European Space Agency. This would be a prime target for Flat Earth Dave, and he quickly got to work. We'll join this flat smacking a few minutes in, as the first section is quite hard to hear. Here we go.
Well, if you don't know where you live or who you are, and you think that we're running out of fuel, we're overpopulated, global warming, if you believe in all of these things, you're living in fear, you're living in lack, and then that's not a good place to live. Well, fear is false evidence appearing real, FEAR. So that's how the government controls us, with fear.
Dave's little bit there is catchy for sure, but it completely collapses when you apply science. If a lion is charging at you, that's not false evidence appearing real, that's real life.
FEAR, false evidence appearing real. So what difference does it make? Well, no, here's one thing. How about this? What I see? Well, sometimes you'll watch a boat disappear. It looks like that sailboat looks like it's disappearing, but I can zoom in on it and then I can see the whole thing. I could probably see boats beyond it on a clear day. Sure. Yeah, but it's a little foggy out there. But
Dave is describing optics here, not real magic. When a boat sails away on Earth, the bottom disappears first because of Earth's curvature. Zooming in doesn't undo curvature, it just makes the visible part bigger. You can't zoom around a curve any more than you can zoom through a wall. On a perfectly clear day, you might see a little bit more than you expect because of atmospheric refraction. Light bends slightly as it travels through layers of air. Layers of air with different temperatures and densities. So the top of the boat might appear higher than it really is. That doesn't mean that Earth is flat, it just means physics at work.
what if the world, so this is how the world. Water needs to be contained. Can you bring me 5 liters of water without a container? No, it needs containment, right? So the water doesn't come up here because the land is containing it. The land is higher than the water, so it's containing the water. In Holland? Until you get floods. Yeah. So, right. So this is the shoreline of our world. That shoreline we call Antarctica.
Oh my days, he's showing her the flat earth map. Run lady, run!
Let me show you what they did. They did a very good trick, right? So this pink line is 60 degrees south. All the countries in the world agree that nobody is allowed to independently explore beyond that line. Isn't that weird? They all agree. We fight, we have wars, but all of them agree.
Yeah, because they only care about money anyways.
Yeah, but they all agree nobody can go out there independently and explore.
No, they don't. The Antarctic Treaty doesn't ban exploration. It bans military activity, resource exploitation, and nuclear testing. You can absolutely go there. You just have to do things like follow environmental regulations and coordinate your logistics with one of the research programs. Thousands of people visit each year. Scientists, tourists, and even marathon runners. The nobody can explore independently claim only sounds suspicious if you haven't actually read the Antarctic Treaty. It's about preserving an extreme and fragile environment, not conceding the edge of the world. The irony is, of course, that Dave could prove himself right tomorrow if he wanted, by chartering a flight to Antarctica and find out for himself. He was even offered a free trip there with the final experiment, but he turned that down.
They took it, they cut it out, and they wrapped it around a ball. And they said, you can't explore this white area. I'll take you to that little peninsula for $50,000 and show you some penguins for a couple days. This doesn't exist. It's the shoreline of our world. It's the shoreline of our world. They cut it out.
How are you sure that's what you're saying?
There's a lot that we don't know, but the ball makes no sense.
There's a lot we don't know, but the ball makes no sense. Translation, I don't understand the model, therefore it's wrong. But of course, science doesn't work on personal comprehension. The globe doesn't need to make sense to Dave Weiss. It just needs to be true. And it's been measured, verified, photographed, and circumnavigated countless times.
We can see too far. You can't have air with you breathing.
Yeah, we are something around us.
Well,
No,
but space is a vacuum. High pressure next to low pressure, each seeks equilibrium instantaneously. The only explanation you have is gravity's holding the air down. But even your own rules say that air molecules, gas molecules, move independently of gravity. And we could do a test in a vacuum chamber to show you that gravity won't hold air in a container. It'll eat instantly.
Once we got through,
So there is a container above us. I don't claim to know what it is, but it is created. We are at the center of creation.
Gas molecules do move freely, but they're still under the influence of gravity. That's why the density and pressure are higher at sea level than they are at the top of Mount Everest, because gravity pulls those molecules downward. If gravity didn't affect them, then we wouldn't have breathable air at all. And the vacuum chamber example? Totally false equivalence. A vacuum chamber is a sealed small-scale container, not a planet with 6 quadrillion tons of mass pulling on every molecule. Gravity is the container, it doesn't need walls.
This is a map that was found in a Buddhist temple. So this is the shoreline of Antarctica. There's other continents out here. What if they're hiding all the other resources and civilizations and people from these extra continents?
Right, now Dave has just flat out lied to that woman's face. I cannot believe you're using that map, Dave. You see, I've been doing this long enough now that I know all the tricks that flat earthers use. This was not a map found in an ancient Buddhist temple. It first appeared in the Hawaiian Gazette in the 1900s as a fictional illustration. It was part of a speculative fictional story. It's pure imagination, not a suppressed ancient map. Flat earthers love to present it as some lost truth that they don't want you to see. But the reality is far less exciting. It was printed in a newsroom, known for publishing short stories and creative pieces. Now, Dave either knows this, which means he's lying, or he doesn't, which means he researches poorly. I'll let you decide which.
Right? Here we are. There's extra territory, extra terra,
What is it representing black spots?
continents, more land. Just like here, land. We have 8 continents. How many continents?
Seven.
7, 8.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I don't know because it's all
Many more we don't know about.
It sort of matters, Dave, because your whole life is about telling people the Earth is flat. Kind of a big thing for you to know, I think.
And then there's all of these out here that are being hidden from us.
So where did you get this from?
This was a map that was found in a Buddhist temple. It's 10 centuries old. It was printed in a Hawaiian newspaper in 1907.
So yeah, research is poorly then. Dear oh dear, Dave, that is embarrassing.
Right? What if the world
For
was
sure we don't know.
What if the world was just set up like this? Right, here we are, this is Antarctica, and out here is more land. Another word for more is extra. Another word for land is territory, extra terra. If somebody lived on the extra terra, what might you call them? An extraterrestrial? From where? The outer space. Extraterrestrials from outer space, just a few thousand miles away. You believe in aliens? Maybe.
That's what I said at the beginning. I tried to make progress at height.
So the closest star to our solar system is 25 trillion miles, some odd kilometers away, right? 25 trillion. That is a number so big that your brain can't even fathom it, right? How long do you think 1 trillion seconds is? Take a guess. 1 trillion seconds, wild guess. 31,000 years. Okay? Right? So if you and I got in a rocket ship and we're going a mile per second.
Great, Dave, but so what? That comparison doesn't make the distance false, it just shows scale. The universe doesn't shrink to fit our intuition. Humans struggle to visualize trillions because we evolved throwing rocks and picking berries, not calculating interstellar travel times. Flat earthers love this tactic. They throw out big numbers to make space seem impossible. Then they pretend disbelief equals proof. But science doesn't care whether something feels too large or not. We measure these things using things like stellar parallax and spectroscopy and standard candles. They are not guesses. They're repeatable, testable, and confirmed by independent observations around the world. I've had enough of these shady tactics from Dave for one day, so I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Dave's little presentation here to that lady. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. It's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up button too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow where Mikey Smith is back. See you then.